What's up, folks?
Hi there.
Welcome to Here's the Deal, another week of spreading the softball news that we've gathered in the last week or so.
I am extremely excited about the first portion of this show for reasons that you will find out momentarily because...
And again, someone's full of themselves this morning.
No, I was just discussing...
You're like feeling yourself right now. Let's...
I was deciding how smug I was going to be when these results... Let's just cut to the chase because this is what everybody's waiting for.
The final results from last week's poll.
Yes. So if you're just joining in and you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, we made our dream team for 2020 Olympics. They didn't have to be on the team in 2018.
Yeah.
I made one, Ches made her dream team, and Allie made her dream team. And someone came out on top.
Are we going to do a drum roll?
Yeah, studio guy, where's your drum roll?
Yeah, where's the marching team?
Come on. Yeah, full marching. Give us a drum roll.
All right, let's see these results.
Oh my goodness, I blew everybody away. Are you kidding me? I thought it was so much closer. This is the first time I'm seeing these results, folks. This is my raw reaction to the win.
It's wow. Really?
Wow.
Come on, folks. Really disappointed in you guys out there.
I beat Ches by 1. It's a race for second place.
You know what? You need to pipe down over there.
Ches didn't even vote for her. I didn't vote for her. I didn't vote either.
Well,
if you would have voted for yourself, you would have tied.
I know.
You would have been dead last.
Yeah. See, I didn't even take my own advice to power to the polls.
No, I didn't either.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely posted it on my Snapchat. So.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think
Allie has all these like social tricks. This is where I'm lacking.
I'm pretty sure Allie posted begging for votes.
What? No, I posted.
Was.
No, wait, I put you on there too, and then also on Instagram I put Ches. So it was just equal all around.
I think it was my. Let's
Allie got a lovely
again.
surprise.
Show that again. Well, just so I can see that I won again.
Oh, jeez.
But I think it was. I think it's my picture.
Look how ridiculous that thumbnail is. I mean,
I think
get
it's my
out of
picture.
here.
I think
who drew on your face?
It was part of the. I was on a pirate ship.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Say what you want. I beat you by 30 votes.
You did. You know what?
Say whatever you want. It was Crutchman.
Yeah.
It was Crutchman and
I think
Shea
it was
Knighton.
your yelling and your table pounding.
Well, yeah. I mean, you do what you can to get the votes. Right?
Jeez. Who'd you pay off?
I don't know.
Well, in other news, Allie was very excited. If you were with us last week, she was all about Taylor Edwards. And
I was.
Who decided to follow you on Instagram?
Taylor Edwards.
What?
We're officially Instagram friends. Words are hard. Instagram friends, and it was by far the best day of my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
And we have Taylor Edwards in the studio. No, we don't.
I screenshotted it and I sent it to Ches, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, look what just happened."
Yeah, dream come true.
I don't think Crutchman started to follow me.
Well, Crutchman called me out on
sure
Instagram.
Did. And then I think Megan called you out too.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
I don't think my dream team, like, really.
No, they didn't rally behind you.
Yeah,
Clearly
they
they didn't
really
rally
rallied
behind you.
me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I dared Kelly Crutchman to make the team.
I think she took it. And
really,
we all know she's going to win that dare.
It was a tactic to motivate her.
That's the coach in Ches.
Right? It's just like OU last year when I didn't pick them right away.
Exactly.
I think you're going to have like nightmares of that one vote that you didn't get to tie.
No, I feel like...
Nobody cares about second place. It's all about winning.
Last place over here. Last place?
By a lot.
Yeah.
Cripes.
30.
Well...
I had a third more votes than you. That's quick math, folks.
And I'm terrible at math. But anyways, you know what? Let's change it up. You know, we're going to go into that third topic. We're going to go into the Player of the Year topic.
Player of the Year.
Since we're like on this picking type deal, we want to talk a little bit about our picks for Player of the Year for the 2018 season.
You know what? Since I went first last time and I clearly won, I'm going to let somebody else go first. You can talk, have the platform to say what you need to say. Bang the table, perhaps. Have an emotional connection with Ches is done with me. She's so done. She's so done.
She's got a big mouth over here. Just yapping.
I'm done.
Yapping.
You play of the year. You take it.
That eye roll.
Did you get that shot of that eye roll? All right, I'm done.
All right. Hey. All right. So player of the year, obviously last year, Kelly Barnhill took home player of the year, which I think she will also be in discussion for player of the year this upcoming season. How could you not have Kelly Barnhill in that discussion? The girl had an astronomical amount of strikeouts last year. And some of you, and I know you guys are savages on Facebook, are going to be chiming in about the legality of her pitches. But needless to say, if they don't call the illegal pitch, then she's going to pretty much tally, like I would guess, the same amount of strikeouts. For me, who's also in contention, is Jessica Warren from Florida State. Great year last year, lots of home runs, lots of RBIs. I would expect nothing less. Who are some of your picks?
Well, you got, obviously Barnhill is one of them with her tremendous season last year. She had 359 strikeouts. 359. Now, again, say what you want about the Crow Hop, that's fine. I'm just talking about her stats. And a .51 ERA. Just gross. Just unbelievable.
Yeah. That's like almost unhittable.
Yeah.
But
and then
OU managed to hit her.
And OU did manage. She had 4 losses, and OU managed to give her the ones that they needed.
Let that marinate.
And Jessica Warren was also on my short list. She had 68 RBIs and 23 home runs last year. A slugging percentage of .922. And she was also on your USA pick, right? Yeah, listen to that. I'm going to say that slugging percentage again. .922 was her slugging percentage. And you picked her for the USA, which is a good. It was a good pick.
I did. Where were you guys when I needed you?
I'm all about Shea Knighton this year.
I know.
I put her at first on my Team USA for 2020, and I'm calling it. She is going to be a contender for Player of the Year. As a sophomore last year, she had 11 home runs, 70 RBIs, a slugging percentage of .575. She's a 2-time national champion, might be a 3-time national champion this year.
Some say they will be.
I'm Boomer Sooner. I'm on that train. Everybody knows that. I'm going. Shea Knighton is also is a good pick. Paige Parker is always with the penchant to pick pitchers for Player of the Year. I think Paige Parker probably deserves to be in that mix.
Yeah, I think really it's going to come down to how healthy she is during the course of the season.
Yeah, 262 strikeouts. Her ERA was 1.4, so obviously higher than Barnhill's. But we know that they like to pick pitchers for Player of the Year. And then I'm going to throw this little wrench in there. I think people liked my wrench last week. We're going to go with this wrench. Maggie Balint. Balint. I got it right. Maggie Balint, as a sophomore this year, man, I think she might have a chance. She had a 1.22 ERA last year as a freshman. Strikeout, she had 152. If she has a baller sophomore year and Oregon does really well, Maggie Balint might be your Player of the Year. There's my wrench.
Oregon's got pretty sick staff.
I know they do. It's gnarly.
Like, I would expect Miranda Elish to have a better year. Yeah. We saw her start off rocky and then finish off strong. And then we saw Maggie Balint start strong and kind of get a little shaky towards the end. So hopefully, by this sophomore year.
Yeah. As long as we don't see
they got a tripod going.
They do.
With even, why am I forgetting her name? Their ace.
Yeah, I'll get you here in a second. Somebody help us out.
My memory stinks.
It's it's tough. It's tough in here. It's tough getting all
a lot of names.
It is a lot of names.
Yeah.
It's a lot of names, a lot of stats.
Drop ball pitcher. Come on, guys, help me.
Megan Kleist.
Yeah, Kleisty.
No. Yeah, Kleisty.
Duh.
Yeah. Those three in the circle. As long as we don't have any more. As long as we don't have any sophomore slumps from Balint and Elish. It's a nasty staff.
They're pretty tough.
Talk about Florida staff, with Gorley. I know Gorley's out of there now, but Gorley, Ocasio, and Barnhill. Oregon has a nice little staff there. It's going to get
nice
gnarly,
little trifecta.
Folks.
That's true.
Allie, your pick for...
or picks. We're not making picks. We're just throwing them out there.
Just a little open discussion.
Just talking.
I'm really going to have to agree with Sarah on the whole Shea Knight thing.
Of course.
I mean,
everybody agrees with me. I have 90 votes to win
maybe the
Team
only
USA.
time I might agree, even though I'm surprised Sarah did not bang on the table while throwing in that wrench. But I really do have to agree with Shea Knight, and she's just an overall stud. But we do have some nominations here on Facebook. We have Maddie Moss from Tennessee. And Rachel Garcia, UCLA.
Got a couple Rachel Garcias.
Yeah.
We saw her at NFCA,
Yep.
Freshman of the Year, made the USA team.
Yep.
Kind of studly and can hit.
Yeah, she was killing it at tryouts. She did really well. It was fun watching her.
We got one for Auburn, Michaela Martin.
Yeah, she just doesn't have the strikeout numbers,
Yeah,
I
don't
would
think she does
say.
either.
She's a good pitcher, though.
Very good pitcher. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
There's your word again.
Interesting. We are always interested and excited here, folks. Always. That's Player of the Year.
We'll talk more, over the next couple weeks. We're going to talk about rankings as far as D1 goes.
I'm going to win more polls.
We're going to be doing this all week.
But we're going to shift gears. So just yesterday, early recruiting has been a very hot topic. And in recent news, there has been another 7th grader. Yes, you heard it first. 7th grader, a 2023, who has committed to the University of Missouri. It's a pitcher, first baseman named Dakota Stefan, one of those, for the Ohio Outlaws, has recently committed to the University of Missouri. Sarah, your thoughts?
I think this is interesting. There's my word. Given we just ran a piece this past week about someone who very openly shared her story of decommitting. Grace Marsallo had committed to Boston University as I believe it was a 13-year-old, so 7th or 8th grade.
8th grade.
And by the time she hit 16, there was all this pressure. Her SAT scores weren't what they needed to be. Like it was just this kind of swirl of pressure and kind of unnecessary pressure that she felt like she had put on herself by committing so early. And she actually decommitted. Still has a really great relationship with the Boston University coaches, but then she committed to Penn State. And I think it's in light of, we talked last week about the rule change, the potential rule change. The fact that at this point there are 3 2023 commits, I believe. 2 or 3. And we also have an 8th grader. Florida has an 8th grader and a 7th grader.
2 7th graders.
They have 2 7th graders. So it's, we're gonna talk about it. It's news. When a 7th grader commits, we're going to talk about it. But when a 16-year-old also decommits and talks about why they don't think it was a good decision for them to commit that young, we're also going to talk about that.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I loved about Grace telling her story is it's like finally the point of view of a player who's gone through a pretty traumatic experience, like one that's just like a freaking roller coaster, right? You're excited. A big university wants you to come to their school and play softball for them. That's one bit. But then there's also this additional pressure to make sure that you're keeping up with grades and SATs. And when you're encountering a situation when you're unable to when really reality sets in and this is probably not their best fit academically.
Right.
Like, could you imagine? 1, you feel terrible telling that coach. And then 2, you're so disappointed in yourself because like if you're a softball player out there, how hard you are on yourself, right? So it's just all this added pressure and doubt, and it's just like I can see how kids would slip into a situation where they just have constant anxiety and just everything starts to fall apart. But I'm really happy for Grace, who's able to get back on her feet and tell her story the way that she did.
Yeah, and I think for her, it happened like that, right? Like they saw her at a camp or a tournament. she was visiting the next weekend or so. Like, it was within a week. She was like, she went from being a 13-year-old just playing travel ball, softball, to being a college commit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, she goes through kind of the struggle with her SAT, and she was doing she took it 3 times, and she was doing tutoring 2 to 3 times a week. Like, just all this pressure on her to make the grades to hit, you know, to get into Boston University, because it's a great school. And then, like, she goes on to describe how that call to the Boston staff was the hardest thing. I mean, in her 17 years on this planet, it was the hardest thing she ever had to do. You know, so I don't think anybody wants to see anybody have to go through that decommit process. So
Yeah.
it's worth a discussion. Whether if you're going to commit early, make sure you do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not an easy thing. Like, it's not easy to decommit. Like, it's gonna be a very stressful situation in young players'
Yeah,
lives.
I have something to address, though. You know, I read some of the comments that some people write on our Facebook, and a lot of people were accusing us of being a part of, you know, the whole trend in early recruiting. And the fact is, those early recruits and those commitments are happening whether we report it or not. Let's not, like, stray away from the fact that that's the truth. And, you know, for us, we shouldn't be living or operating in a culture of secrecy where we're not sharing this type of information, because it's valid information. And this information does affect the kids.
Yeah,
you know, so
absolutely.
I think recently with NFCA, we put out an article about some of the coaches rallying against early recruiting. I think they're up to maybe like over 10,000 votes.
Yeah.
Well, people who have signed the petition against early recruiting. So I really just see this year as a game changer in the landscape of recruiting. So we'll see what happens. We'll see the vote in April.
And we're going to talk about it. You know, I think we try to do a ride the line. We understand where the parents are coming from. It's a huge relief for them to get their kid committed. Coaches are in an arms race. We know that. You know, it's congratulations to the kids who commit. But then there's also the side of these decommits, and so we're going to talk about it. And like Ches said, it's going to be a huge. I think you're right. It's going to be a huge year, and we're going to have a lot to talk about, and you guys are going to have a lot to talk to us about. And it'll just be a great conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, we're going to move on from the talk about early recruiting. So some of you, if you remember, I believe it was maybe a couple weeks back, we posted a video on Emily Signs. She was a player who was set to go to a Florida State camp. And a few weeks before the camp, something really, really unfortunate happened. And we have some updates, but in case you haven't seen the video, here's a little clip.
My life was pretty good. I had good grades. I had a lot of friends. I had softball every single day that I could rely on, so I went from playing every day to not being able to walk, so it changed a lot.
So last week, I was texting with Emily's mom, Mandy, and she gave me an update on her progress, and she is taking her first few steps. So congratulations to Emily, who looks like she's on the road to recovery. Now, like, she's not up running around and running the bases yet. She still requires some assistance. But we're really proud of you, Emily, and we hope that you have a speedy recovery over the next couple months. We want to see you back on the field.
Yeah, everybody here at FloSoftball is pulling for you, Emily. Just a horrific story. And if some of you who are watching don't know how she was paralyzed, I think Ches has the full story, but I believe she just went in for a routine medical checkup and got meningitis shots, and got the normal shots, and then she got a flu shot, and I guess she's thinking it was the flu shot. Tongue started to swell, get tingly, the limbs started to get tingly, and she was actually paralyzed from the neck down for a portion of it.
Yep, and then she eventually regained feeling from the waist up, and just an awful feeling to be able to, you wake up and you think your legs are there.
Yeah.
And then you're unable to stand up. And she was first team Ohio. She was set to have a really, really strong year in softball. And it's just really, really unfortunate. The family is still searching for answers on what the exact cause of the paralysis was, but we're really happy that she's up and walking. And for those of you watching at home, please keep Emily in your prayers, and hope that she has a speedy recovery. And Emily, if you're watching, keep us in the loop. Send us some videos. We want to keep people informed about your progress.
We want to see you swing that bat, Emily. I'm pulling for you.
Yeah. So another piece of news, it's not on the bright side. I'm sorry to say it, but Batbuster Shockey, we just saw this on Facebook. One of the players went missing at a park. It was Florence Joyner Kersey Park. I'm very familiar with it. My family lives like maybe a couple miles from that park. She went missing, and she was last seen Sunday afternoon riding a blue and green bike on Alicia Parkway. If those of you are familiar with the Mission Viejo area, you know exactly where I'm talking about. So if you see her in the area, if you live in the area, please call 949-770-6011. This is Emma. I may be butchering this name.
We were trying
Pangilinan?
Pangilinan?
Yeah. We'll be sure to post something on social with all our information. But if you see her or know anything about her whereabouts, please call that number and we'll post it on our Facebook.
Yeah, and if you have any updates, if the family or friends of the family have any updates, please let us know.
We're really sorry to hear about Emma.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Man, we went the range there.
Yeah.
Went the range on today. Lots of deals, and we got a couple more deals for you.
Yep.
First time ever on FloSoftball that we are streaming a JUCO event. I think, to stay with our words, we are very excited.
Yep.
It is this weekend.
Yep, we got 6 top 20 teams out of Florida. So if some of you have been following Division I softball, we've seen some darlings come out of
JUCO is no joke.
They're going to SEC schools. If you remember Caitlin Lee for the ace for Ole Miss, she came from a JUCO. One of the top performers from Mississippi State was also a JUCO transfer. So I think it's really cool to see some of these up-and-coming players from JUCO who you will potentially see starting Division I. But it's the JUCO Kickoff Classic. It'll be in Florida. It starts this Friday and will run over the weekend. So we'll be posting a couple pieces of content related to the JUCO event so you can see some of these up-and-coming faces at the junior college level. Also, a couple weekends in the future, we've got the Kajikawa Classic, the Titan Classic, and the unforgettable Mary Nutter.
I got something here.
Okay.
Last minute question from Nestor.
Yeah.
Since I don't know if you're a Patriots fan or not, I am not. I'm not very happy about the Super Bowl. I'm not a Patriots fan or an Eagles fan. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I can say that. I don't like the Eagles. But we got a question here from Nestor. Do you guys know what happened to Tom Brady's niece? I can't remember her name, but she committed to UCLA. We ran
Maya
that story.
Brady.
And don't know where she's now. So Nestor must be a Patriots fan. He's wondering where Tom Brady's niece is right now.
She's playing for Mike Stiff's Batbusters.
There you go. She's a Batbuster. What year is she?
She's a 2019.
All right.
She's actually number 10 in our Hot 100.
Hey!
2019 class.
Yeah,
So,
Maya
go check out her bio.
Brady. She's actually really good. So
That's why she's number 10 on our Hot 100 list.
very athletic.
Going to UCLA?
Can play middle infield. It's kind of, we'll see. He's got a pretty stacked team.
Yeah.
Mike Stiff's team's young, but they're very athletic.
Yeah.
And
Got
they
some
come with a
studs.
lot of,
Some studs.
just championship experience. So Nestor, there you go. She's with Mike Stith's Batbusters.
Wouldn't be the deal if we didn't talk about that.
No,
If I
not
didn't
the
rant
deal.
about the Patriots.
Yeah, but what you could be looking forward to as well, this week we're going to be releasing our preseason Division I rankings.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
you know we're right. So
Yeah. And I'm putting my input in there, and I obviously...
get over yourself.
Here we go again.
I'm full of yourself.
Oh my goodness.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.